Hey everybody, I'm Tiffany Weber. This is Gus. Today we're going to tell you about different types of lawyers. I'm Tiffany Weber. I'm a real estate attorney in North Carolina, and we like to bring you videos so you learn more about the law. Make sure you subscribe to our channel so you can be notified whenever we put out new videos like this one that may or may not include my dog Gus. All right, so what are the different kinds of lawyers? Well, there's cool ones, there's boring ones, there's funny ones. I'm just kidding. All of that is true, but that's not what you want to know. Should I stop?
No, it's fine.
What you really want to know are the types of law they practice. So everyone that goes to law school, it's a common misconception that when you go to law school, you just pick a track like you do in undergrad. Like say you want to be pre-med and then you're going to go to med school, so you specialize. Or you're going to be a teacher, so you get an education degree. It's not that way. So in the law school prepares you to think like a lawyer and then be able to learn and research whatever situation you may find yourself in so that you can adequately respond and correct problems or address legal issues. And it also helps you prepare for the bar exam, which is general. So states want to know that you have competency in a lot of subjects, so you don't specialize in law school. But generally speaking, there's a lot of different kinds of law. There's litigation, which is probably what you see on TV, all of the I object and yes, your honor and sustained and all those things that you watch in movies and TV shows. So that is when lawyers help parties navigate disputes. And depending on the type of litigation you do, for example, I started in litigation, and when people asked me what I did and what that meant, I said, right or wrong, I help rich people fight about money, because that is what most of my cases were about. You can't divulge any of those details, but broadly, that's what I was doing. There's other types of litigation where you might be focused on a very specific area of law, so maybe you're not helping people fight about money, but you're fighting about something else, and you need the court, you need a judge, you need a jury to help determine and settle those issues. A lot of cases do settle before they go to trial, so litigators will tell you most things will settle, and the courtroom action is not quite as frequent as people assume that lawyers get. Now, another type of attorney is a transactional lawyer. So in big firms, in big cities, maybe you've heard on TV or you have a friend that says, I'm an M&A lawyer. So that means mergers and acquisitions. And that's companies buying companies, most commonly. So they're the people that are behind the scenes, getting everything organized, going through diligence, making sure that the companies can properly merge or one company can buy another. So that's another type of lawyer. There's also lawyers like me. So I am a transactional lawyer in the biggest sense, in that I help people buy and sell real estate. But we also do things other than that. So real estate lawyers kind of focus on all types of areas of law that deal with real estate. So we may be helping people work through disputes, so you may get a little bit of litigation work in there. You're doing a ton of transactional work. If you're a commercial attorney, then you're probably doing a little bit of business organizations work too, and making sure your clients are properly formed to be able to transact business in the state where they're buying or selling real estate or setting up a new business. There are also in-house lawyers. So those attorneys are not working at a law firm. They're not necessarily billing hourly to clients. They are working for a specific company. So they are, in most respects, a generalist that helps business people navigate through all of the issues that may come through their company. So a lot of big companies around here like Lowe's, Electrolux, some of the others that you see that have headquarters here, they're going to have in-house lawyers sitting in those buildings at the ready to handle the various issues that may come up. Now, sometimes there are issues that require those attorneys to hire out other firms to help them, but the in-house counsel, they carry a very heavy load in making sure that the business keeps running smoothly and not running afoul of the law. Now, there are other types of attorneys that I would say are litigation attorneys, but they focus on a certain subject matter. So, for example, family lawyers or domestic lawyers, sometimes they're called. They're handling disputes, but they're in the family sphere. So helping, families that are adopting or separating and divorcing, or all sorts of issues related to families, and also criminal. So that is also something that has a court process, but rather than being civil and having to do with money or contracts or something like that, it has to do with someone being accused of a crime by the state and being defended. So criminal attorneys are another type of litigator. There's also estate attorneys. So there are attorneys that will help you plan your estate, make sure that you can control as much as you can about what happens with your estate after you pass. So there are estate planners, that's before you die, and then there's estate administrators, and that's after. So those people help your loved ones or whoever you've designated as your personal representative navigate getting your estate filed and administered appropriately. So that's a different kind of attorney. There's bankruptcy attorneys too, where they'll defend you and help you navigate the bankruptcy process. Back to litigators. There's so many different kinds. There's another kind of litigator, and that's something that you probably see on TV. If you're watching TV, you'll see, have you been injured in an accident? Those are personal injury attorneys. Personal injury attorneys are the attorneys that a lot of people are more familiar with just because they tend to have the more out there advertising. My personal favorite, I don't know if this person's actually using it, but an attorney that I was on some sort of, group chat with said that he liked the tagline, "Hurt bad, call Chad." So I know it's corny, but it's also kind of hilarious. Oh, don't scream, call Akeem. If you're in South Carolina, you've seen that billboard. I know you have. That's just the tip of the iceberg. So if you have a specific issue, there is probably an attorney that focuses on your subject matter area. Space law, intellectual property, lemon law, like you get a bad car off the lot, firearms. Usually it's a good idea to, if you have an issue, seek out an attorney that practices and focuses on that area, because they'll have less catching up to do to get up to speed on your issue. But of course, you got to find an attorney you're comfortable with, that you trust, and that listens to you and is going to give you wise counsel. So those are just a few different types of attorneys, the most common ones, but don't forget, there's an attorney for just about everything. I'm Tiffany Weber, real estate attorney in Mooresville, North Carolina. Thanks for watching the video. We're gonna put more out, so we'll see you in the next one. Don't scream, call Akeem.